I would like to thank the Russian Federation and the Ministry of Defense for inviting the United Nations to participate in the 6th Moscow Conference on International Security, and I note with appreciation the references by previous speakers to the principles of the United Nations and the utility of the platform of the United Nations in addressing the global challenges being discussed here. And it is now my honor to deliver a message from His Excellency Antonio Guterres, the Secretary-General of the United Nations. I thank the government of the Russian Federation, and in particular, the Minister of Defense, for organizing and hosting the 6th Moscow Conference on International Security. This meeting is taking place in a global climate of ongoing conflicts, increased insecurity, grave human rights violations, organized crime, military buildups and terrorist attacks, among many other challenges that threaten peace and stability across all continents. There is growing anxiety that the world is not headed in the right direction, that states are not fully coming together around shared solutions, and that global institutions are not sufficiently equipped to deal effectively with the challenges at hand. My plea is therefore for all to recommit to the search for joint approaches for tackling common concerns. Dialogue remains indispensable to rebuilding confidence and trust. Recommitment to multilateral institutions, global norms and principles that value respect for humanity must be our highest priority. At the United Nations, we are committed to reforming and transforming our capacities to meet the challenges of the 21st century, including terrorism and extremism. Despite member states' recent efforts, terrorism has become an increasingly transnational and multidimensional threat. The St. Petersburg bombing earlier this month is among the latest attacks that must move us to strengthen international counterterrorism cooperation. I wish to express my solidarity with the victims, and I welcome the efforts of Russia and other countries to improve such collaboration. In order to effectively implement the UN Global Counterterrorism Strategy, I have proposed to the General Assembly the creation of a new Office for Counterterrorism that will further enhance coordination and coherence in the delivery of UN assistance to member states and increase our impact on the ground. I hope that all member states, including those present here today, will support this proposal. We're also striving to reform the other peace and security pillars of the United Nations, as well as the UN development system and the organization's management. Conflict prevention must remain a central priority. Through dialogue and partnership, we have a shared responsibility to transform today's climate of uncertainty and fragmentation into one of mutual respect and solidarity towards our common goal of peace, stability, and prosperity for all. The United Nations stands ready to support your efforts. I wish you a successful conference. Secretary-General of the United Nations, Antonio Guterres.